We have this much authority and feds have this much. So navigable waters is federal, as you know. And we must actually adhere to the conditions from Transport Canada. And that was the requirement to meet with the Council of Marine Carriers. There was a lot of negotiation, and we held our position hard to keep the structure as low as possible while maintaining 95% of the traffic so that we could actually keep the bridge open, both for people wanting to do recreation, but also, of course, we want the people from Port Royal to be able to use that frequent transit service on Quayside to get the SkyTrain. So we negotiated hard, and the agreement that we came up with, and it is, as I mentioned, as Vedran has mentioned, a reference concept. It's one way of doing it. We're going to take all the feedback we're hearing from residents and other stakeholders. That's going to be put into our performance, our design specifications that we will bring back to you. And we're going to ask them to bring us your smartest mousetrap, the one that has the least amount of intrusion, visual intrusion, proximity to buildings and whatnot. We then will decide, and council will ultimately decide, if that solution is acceptable to the community. But the marine carriers, because of the fact that it's federal jurisdiction, do have the authority to say you're in A. They said that the upstream location was not acceptable to them.
The dock park.
The dock park, the reason that it has been located in close proximity, Vedran mentioned that we want to have visual surveillance. In order to actually open and close the bridge, you need an operator. That operator has to be certified. And the operator, Southern Railway, came to us saying that we would be willing to discuss with you using our operator. And that is a cost of $200,000 to $300,000 a year for an operator. If we were to move it away from the rail bridge, we would need likely to have a second operator, which would make the operating cost over 10 years some $3 million.
Do it!
That sounds so like very. I have another question for you. I didn't bring. I can see the bridge is and here's a little pile driver services that bridge a lot. And recently there was a big barge there with a boom. And I don't know how they would be able to get under a bridge and put them up before they hit the railway bridge so they can do the work that they need to do. Plus the other tug that came along with another barge that had a small apparatus that they needed as well. Not to mention the tug that's going down or up river with a whole stream of logs. It was a very crowded place, and putting a bridge there makes that area much more crowded. That's when there's something going wrong with the bridge, all the logs come down, everything comes down river, and that area can be quite an entertainment when things are going awry. And adding one more crossing there would make really entertaining.
Yes, thank you very much for that comment. Safety is of utmost concern. I think most people here know about when the big gravel barge hit the existing rail bridge and put it out of commission for quite a while. What we've had actually in the room, we've had 12 people from the Council of Marine Carriers, tugboat operators. So they are the people who have the barges, who have the log booms, and operate those barges. And what we did with them is we made sure there was sufficient clearance so that their vessels could safely get through. And Southern Railway was also at the table to make sure that they had safe access to their bridge.
I'm not talking in the barges, I'm talking Fraser River pile driving that comes and does work on the bridge.
Correct.
They have a huge crane of ballast.
Yes.
It's enormous.
Yes, and the bridge, when it's in the open position, will accommodate that.
So it has to stay open while they're there.
Yes.
I would just like to ask, as recently as February, the city said that one of the priorities for making the connection between Quayside and Queensborough was to have an infrastructure that would allow for emergency vehicles.
Yeah.
So when did that priority change? Because now it's just going to be a pedestrian bridge, a $15 million pedestrian bridge.
Correct. We looked originally to determine whether it would be possible to have fire and police vehicles on the bridge. It would need to be structurally significantly stronger. Also, you would need to have the turning radius. You wouldn't be able to get an elevator up to that level with the vehicle in it. And of course, the other alternative would be ramps. And the ramps would be much, much more visually intrusive. So the current situation is we've asked the Chief Constable to comment, and he believes that it will enhance his bicycle patrol. So currently, The boardwalk areas are already controlled by foot and bicycle, and his feeling is that this will actually provide greater access over to Queensborough by their officers in the event that, say, the Queensborough Bridge was blocked.
Or the bridge is going in the wrong location.
It could even tie up and meet up on the Third Avenue overpass without putting in the taxi there or the truck.
Okay, I think that we've surpassed all timelines.
Has everyone had time during Q&A to write down the email and the phone number? And we are more than open to receive your comments. We will be coming back not only to individual stratas, we will be coming back to the entire study area with individually addressed invitations where we will present all the parameters and we'll walk through it right with you. But if you have any other additional comments in the meantime, please feel free to send them to us. Oh, Roger has just reminded me that a lot of questions that came up are in our FAQ sheet because we have received correspondence. And the FAQ sheets, I think we have about 50 here, but it will also be on the website. So we'll leave them over here at the secretary's table, and they will probably answer a lot of your questions, but if not, we're more than happy to answer them.
So
Thank
it's
you.
not a done deal?
Oh, definitely not. There's no commitment at this point whatsoever. Okay, but in order, we are to proceed as a community with this project, we need to complete it while the funding for the casino is still available. So there's a lot of time for consultation to come.
If the community doesn't say we have too many questions and your timeline runs out, are you going to get money from somewhere else to
I can't really say for sure, but our current funding is available for the next couple of years, and it will be up to the city if they want to seek an extension of that.
So they can put an extension on it?
Yes, we don't want time. I want to make it very clear to everyone here that we're not going to be rushed into a decision.